ladies and gents. Let's talk about series. So first, a series is just the sum of a sequence. So you add up all the terms inside of a sequence, that's your series. Simple as that. If we look at this first one, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that's 10. So it starts at 1, goes all the way to 4, add them up, 10. Now, if we look at this guy, it's 3, 6, 9, 12, and then it's got the dot going on. So it's 15, and then uh, 18, and then it keeps on going forever. So if we keep on adding bigger and bigger numbers forever, it's gonna go to infinity. Every time we add something, it's gonna just get bigger and bigger and bigger. All we're doing is adding up these numbers. So 1 over 32. What you know? Every time I new term comes, the numerator will be 1 less than the denominator. So we should get 127 over 100. Think about what that's going to mean. We're getting more and more of these things. It's getting closer and closer to 1. So that's 0.992. The more we add it, the numerator should be 1 less than denominator. And as the denominator gets bigger, the numerator gets bigger, the whole thing gets closer and closer to 1. So if you think about infinity minus 1 over infinity, it's 1 now. So if you add up all the terms forever and ever, every time, that is about 1. That's called a convergence. We're not going to worry about that. Just realize that even though it goes on forever, it's still possible to not add up to infinity. So for us, though, we're going to focus more on even things. Talk about that partial stuff. So adding up with no and we notify s sub n. N is s 9. That means we find the first 9 terms not enough. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here it's asking for s of 4, s of 4. So we need to take the first 4 terms. squared is 1 plus 2 squared is not 2, is 4. Plus 9 plus 16 plus 25 plus 36 gives us 91. That. Now this one, if we go on forever and ever, it's gonna approach something. Who cares what? But it's only asking for s sub 3, so we're not doing the whole sequence. We're just adding up the first 3 terms. 1 plus a half plus a third. Well, that's 1 and 5/6, right? Let's use a calculator. That's what, 11/6. 1 plus a half plus a third gives us 11/6. So s sub 3 is 11/6. Don't put it as a decimal. Don't put it as a mixed number. Improper fraction is the way to go. Same thing for everything in this class, unless it's moneys or measurements. Then you can use some decimals. Now, let's talk about Greek. Let's talk in Greek. Here's a Greek letter. This thingy right here, you might recognize it from all those, fraternity and sorority things. That's the Greek letter sigma, a capital sigma, in fact. And what that means is sum. That's all it means. Add stuff up. So this is the notation. This is sigma notation. This right here is the first term. This right here is the last term. So this is where you start. This is where you end. This is the formula to plug whatever those numbers are into. So this formula represents our sequence. So it says find the sum of the series above. Okay, so to find the sum of the series, I need to first find out what my sequence is. Plug in 1 into here. What's 2 times 1? 2. 2 times 2, 4, 6, 8. What number was on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I stopped at 5. So I'm going to plug that in 10. And that's where I stop. Then I add it up. And we get 30. You calculate if you don't believe me. 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 is 30. Magic. So this sum right here is equal to 30. So this really isn't that bad, guys. You're plugging in numbers and then adding them up. That's it. That's all there is to this. So sorry about the blurriness. We start at 1, go all the way to 12, and we're just taking 1 away. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 minus 1 is 10, 12 minus 1 is 11. There we go. So that's 1, 2, we're plugging in is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's our first 12 terms of our sequence. We add those up. Oops. I guess I should put the 0 there, even though it's not going to make a difference. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there anyway. We get 66. So the sum of this series, the sum of this series right here is 66. Now, I very well could have had a typo in there, but I think it's right. Let's try this one. So we're starting at 1. So this tells us where to start plugging in ends. So -3 times 1 is -3. And we go all the way to 7. -6, -9. If I plug in 4, I get -12, -15. If I plug in 6, I get -18. If I plug in 7, I get -21. Add them up. Make sure you don't lose those negative signs. So you might be thinking, why aren't you just doing minus? And you really could, because of positive times negatives and negative, but this series just It means sum, it means add. So I'm adding these terms, and these terms just happen to be negative. I could do a little bit of mental math and be like, well, it's just the same as subtracting all these numbers, but we got a calculator, just type it in, whatever. Negative 84, sure, why not? So this is negative 84. This whole thing right here, the sum from 1 to 7 of negative 3n is 84, negative 84. All right. All right. Now we're going from 1 to 4, plugging it into here. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 15 plus 2 is 17. And 20 plus 2 is 22. Add it up. 58. Okay. Notice here, where are we starting? We're not starting at 1 this time. We're starting at 2. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 7 is negative 3. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 7 is negative 1. 4. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 7 is 1. 5. 5 times 2 is 10, minus 7 is 3. 6. 12 minus 7 is 5. 7. 9. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 18 minus 7 is 11. So now I'm going to add up that and see what we have. Negative 3 plus negative 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 gives us 32. All right. A few more. You probably got the gist of it by now. But just in case, let's just try this one out. Starting at 1, going to 5. This is a little more complicated with formula, so I'm not going to try and do it in my head. Take my calculator, and I'm going to plug it in. Whenever you don't feel confident doing things in your head, don't. Here's my formula, basically. I'm squaring something, and I'm adding that same thing to it. So I'm going to start at 1. Which, yeah, I could do that in my head as 2. Then I'm going to change those 1s to 2s. Gives me 6. Change those to 3s. 12. Change that to 4. 20. And finally, change that to 5. What's that going to be? 30. 30. Add those up. Again, just use your calculator. I mean, I'm sure you could like, oh, that's 50, 62, 68, 70, but just do 2 plus 6 plus 12 plus 20 plus 30, and you'll see, sure enough, it is 70. You don't need to do mental math. If you screw up a lot doing mental math, which a lot of you do, don't do it. Just use your calculator. Come on. You got the machine. Use the machine. Same thing we're going to do here. I'm going to just take this formula and plug in these numbers, starting at 2, going all the way to 8. So let me see what's this one. It's got a fraction, something to the third power over 2. That's my formula. Something to the third power over 2. The first something is 2. It's going to be 8 over 2, 4. 7 over 2 here, I guess. This one's kind of easy to do in your head if you know your cube. 64 over 2 is 32. 125 over 2 6 2 6 108. It's not going to be 108. So I'll show you 5 and 6. I think it's 108. 7343 over 2. About 256. 7 8 powers 2. Anyway, there is your sequence. We need the series. We're going to add that stuff up. 4 plus 27 over 2 plus 32 plus 125 over 2 plus 108 plus 343 over 2. Sure, I get that. 1295 over 2. No, maybe you need a decimal, 647.5. Same thing. But again, I like fractions better, so let's leave it there. This is pretty much what we did earlier, or whatever. Just do it. Let's see if I can do this one. 4 minus 1 is 3. If I plug in 3, 9 minus 1 is 8. Plug in 4, 15. Plug in 5, 24. So just one less in our squares, 35. 2 squared minus 1, 3 squared minus 1, 4 squared minus 1, etc., etc. We're going from 2 to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add them up. 85. Sure, why not? Beautiful. Done. Move on. All right. Oh, this one's not too bad. So 4 minus 4 is 0, squared is 0. 4 minus 3 is 1, squared is 1. 4 minus, sorry, 4 minus 5 is negative 1 squared is 1. 4 minus 6 is negative 2 squared, which is 4. 4 minus 7 is negative 3 squared, which is 9. And then negative 4, which is 16. Negative 4 squared. So if we look at what this is saying, it's 3 times this summation. Find the summation, multiply the answer by 3. So 3 times 30, which is 90. Apparently Zoom destroys my battery. I thought I could record this without worrying about my battery, but apparently not. Should be all right. I'll charge after this one. Yeah, okay. Last one. Easy stuff. I'm sure you could stop watching the video like 20 minutes ago and be fine. Okay, so we're just plugging in 2, 3, and 4, so that's easy. 2 squared is 4 minus 5 is negative 1. 9 minus 5, well, that's 4. And if you need, you can just use your calculator. 4 squared minus 5 is 11. Add that up, that's 14. So this is half 14, which is just 7. Okay, so it's a half times the summation, the series here. The series is just a number. So it's a half times a number. You know how to do half times a number. And if you can't do it in your head, use a calculator. So we're going to talk about a couple special sequences and series coming up, arithmetic and geometric. Probably just do those one day a piece. For now, we're good. See you.